Yeah, cause somebody told me they knew somebody that had that, and they cried all for
So
that.
it's like really chunk, yes,
I
that.
did too.
And it's terrible.
It can go right here.
I was like, what's wrong? So I suppose she said.
And I know you can make yeah, that was,
And no, I
he's
should be good
probably,
one, so you okay,
you know,
but.
will appreciate the fact you told him that.
Yeah. Hannah didn't bother printing our names this time, so maybe it's not more work.
I see that. Two people in front of her, I felt like a whole screen.
Well, yeah.
She said,
A lot of connections.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that was that they had to test the same
And
time.
the other person.
And
outside stuff.
Gail and I told her we liked it and she still didn't do it. So how you get the went over, we told her we wanted to fill out the box and put everything but our initials.
Monday, it was worse Tuesday. In my opinion, in my opinion, it was worse.
I didn't either.
Told the guys, they wanted to work. I said, well, go ahead and just come in. Hey, $25 an hour. But it's not gonna matter. Actually, it's gonna be just as bad as 7.
Grumpy mood today anyway.
She said, well, I don't know.
Wow.
I can't seem to get out. She might, no, she
I got
just because what she's.
Yeah.
She was left, she was still left. And the two people in front of her hit the brakes and started swerving to get around. And she had no choice.
That's the thing I heard all day.
And I said, well,
Meteorologist came in, show me this clip online. The guy said, got it covered for you. It's gonna snow. I have to. Yeah.
no, they like chicken rice ones.
So take your pick.
Okay. That's one job. No, if I hear anything, you can let me know, and I'll let you know.
Although they say when they can 99 today.
Oh, we got, okay. I assume it's
You got to, you got to, yeah. That's the people that get money back, I was worried about that.
You know, they. Yeah, I was at work. They don't let me keep it. But this is the only thing I need tomorrow.
You don't have anything like that.
I'm not so much.
So this was so.
So I looked, I was
I
like,
know, he gives us
because I said, oh.
Haven't had a birthday
We were like, all this weather going on, I'm like, guys. Perfect start date, yeah, right when the cold.
Oh, really?
The cold air.
I might be late. It's a really good chance.
It's crazy. 4 days.
Oh, okay. Dan, he done sent me a bill for Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, that's awesome. Well, with this weather. Yeah, when Cooper gets his license, I'm gonna have to give it to him. Granddaddy wanted him to have it.
Everybody's walking down the street.
We took it for
Can't see.
I seen that today, I was, I was on an Indy race at
Are you
DC.
kidding? Wow.
He had Roger Penske on,
Now,
there with him, the whole
that's
group,
asphalt, right?
Sean Duffy, they're gonna run it down in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Mainly because Chicago's not doing it.
And that was kind of an option or all, they chose not to.
Chicago decided it's not like
They're coding it now.
How they go with budget stuff. And then rather than take them out.
Well, I guess they got a little.
Oh, he wasn't building.
I reckon that would feel.
Doing a range, that's, you know, sometimes we're talking about stuff before.
Like Village, cross that bridge when you get to it, but reduce your speed.
Oh, really? That is, that number, that is scary. But you gotta do drawings and stuff, right?
That's what I was afraid of. Or
If he does all this stuff, he still gets paid.
So we all, close friends.
No.
And.
I tell Josh, like, Josh,
Man,
I've heard this word before.
But-
It was an
I
ACM
started
swag.
out there, I was like, listen to
I
it.
want to kind of
Yeah.
stay.
So like, I just sit back, but, you know, I was listening to that one, then I somehow lost the
Yeah, that's got some challenges for that.
Thank you. But I did.
Tim won't stop. Tim won't stop. And I don't know.
Just bring it up.
Yeah, I didn't get that far, so I'm told now, right now, I'm told now.
I'm very like, very like.
So that's all it said.
Well, it started snowing, I guess. I sort of thought, we had talked about chickens and pushing. Again, because of the weather.
We both can understand. All three of us. I ran on myself.
Maybe Wednesday, another bunch.
We're getting a real, we
Stay down there.
I would really love to see that.
I sure don't wanna drive. I haven't been able to go back yet.
But now, I would love to pack up my.
And you know, Chris, they're driving across the street, so I can
Work
always
from
go up
to watch
there.
that.
I know. Oh, and Jonathan's been awesome. Jonathan Bevan, he works in Alamance, so he's there all day. Then I think the new guy comes maybe second all the time, I don't know. Oh, I'm sure.
We got several days, but it's about 2 or 3 on every street.
But you said
He
you
was
got
always driving, she's not traveling, she's got to leave early. She got her flight changed. Tuesday night, Houston,
It's actually
Texas.
6 o'clock.
She was supposed to go Sunday, she canceled it.
And he did that favor himself. He just built a house on Southern California. I don't know who can afford it. Go out there and buy a property.
Sir, retired in 2016. I see you retired too.
Okay, everybody call the meeting to order, please take your seats. Thank you, Barry. Okay. Phil, would you like to give us an invitation, please?
Father God, we just thank you for this day and the weather that's coming. We bring that to your attention, God. Not that it would ever pass your attention, but that we ask that you would keep us safe through it, Lord. That you would put your hand on this village to keep it safe, that you would be with these members here assembled, that you would give them wisdom, Lord, to carry out the work of this village, that it would please you, God, first of all. We just ask it all in your name, for your sake. Amen.
Okay, is there any board discussion on the agenda for tonight? If not, I'll take a motion to approve as submitted.
So moved.
All in favor?
Uh,
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, is there any discussion on the December 15th, 2025 meeting minutes? If not, I'll take a motion to approve as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, at this point, I am going to open the quasi judicial public hearing for a special use permit for parcel 112103. This hearing is being held to receive sworn testimony and evidence regarding the applicant's request and to determine whether the standards for a special use permit have been met. This is a quasi judicial hearing. All testimony must be sworn and the board's decision must be based on competent material and substantial evidence. Board members should disclose any communications, conflicts of interest, or biases at this time. For reference, this is the grill in the gas station permitting process. Okay, does any board member have any previous discussions, communications, or conflicts of interest? Okay, if not, proceeding on, all persons who intend to speak or present evidence, please stand and raise your right hand at this point. Okay, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, you may be seated. Okay. At this point, Misty, would you like to present the case for what they want to do?
They've asked to put a grill inside the proposed new Sitco station, and this has gone to the planning board for review. They looked at everything and gave their approval to proceed with it, and so now it's coming to you for that final decision.
And the planning board was unanimous in their recommendation. Okay. Mike, would you like to present what they're asking for?
Sure. I'm Mike Davis, representing the Smart Shop folks. I think it's called number 16. And I appreciate all this. It's been quite a journey. You know, in November of 24, we worked to get with you guys, and we tore down the structure that was in really poor shape and had an apartment on top of that, and did all of our testing and all of our abatement things and got that cleared, and went ahead and did our abatement testing on the existing store, because at some point that store will come down as well. So there's going to be some really challenging aspects, because we want to leave the request of the client has been to say keep that store open as long as possible. So we're going to be able to build the new store and then get all of the site work things done as much as we can, and then at some point close the store, demo that store, demo the tanks, and then demo the canopy and get all the new infrastructure. I think y'all seen all those drawings, and we're getting ready to move forward based on getting this approval tonight, that we can go and finish the plumbing, mechanical, and electrical and fire alarm drawings. So we'll be able to submit a package, the structural drawings with all of the things for a permit. There was an apartment above the store that was demoed, or this building that was demoed, and they want to have a store or apartment above the store. And we'll be working on all those details. And then, of course, there was conversation. There have been several versions of the plan, but relaxed on this one to just incorporate it into the existing, or all in one store, and not have like a separate, like a duplex, if you will, where it's like its own separate individual. So it'll be just incorporated with the 3,600, I believe it's 75 square feet. There you go. There's
I got the plan up. You should be able to see it on either screen.
Do you have the site drawing as well? I don't know if everybody needs to see that.
So has this got the
As far
apartment
as-
on it as well or not?
Sir?
The apartment, is this part of this drawing or
Yes.
not?
Well, see that little nub kind of sticking up above the roof,
Here?
right there?
Yes. So it'd be like what, a little one bedroom?
Little
kind of
one bedroom,
studio thing?
700, 800 square feet. I forget the actual
Like
size.
for the owner to kind of,
Well, for the manager of the store.
okay, got you, okay. Now, well, this store you just mentioned, you would be building while leaving the other one intact
Correct.
somewhat. So is it going, will this be behind
Correct,
and,
yes, sir.
and into the new lot, or where the lot was cleared off?
It's,
So
do
it'll
you
go,
have the site plan that would show, you know, what we're talking about?
I do not have it uploaded on.
that
this
means it will
thumb
be quite a bit more road frontage or parking lot frontage.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out. Go. The new store will go basically where that little, yeah, okay, got it now. Wow. Okay. Okay, thanks,
Very good.
very good.
Any other questions?
I do have one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I know it's gonna be a
Oh, yes, sir.
grill, we call
Yeah,
it. So
deli.
will it be a set down in there like, or will it be?
There'll be some space to be able to sit down, yes.
Okay, I didn't know if it would be like a sheet somewhat.
Yeah, kind of, but their intentions would be, they're not trying to copy sheets because they're a much smaller scale, but definitely the ability to come in and grab and go and take it with them, you know.
Got it.
Yeah, I just, my memory just saw that, the Hunt Brothers and the Crispy Crunchy, sort of some of their supplier taglines and some of their items that we be able to sell.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
Thank you, yes, sir.
At this point, does any member of the public wish to speak to the facts of this right now? Okay, if you do, come forward, state your name and address for the record, and limit your comments to evidence related to this request. Okay, any other board questions? Okay, at this point, we're going, since there's no further testimony, we're going to close the hearing. And does the board have any deliberation, wish to talk among themselves? Or does someone wish to make a motion to approve the special use as presented?
So moved.
Second, all in favor? Opposed? Carries 5-0, the use is granted. Okay, now we move on to the public hearing for the proposed amendment on the notice to abate ordinance, chapter 11.2.3. The purpose of this hearing is to receive public comment on the proposed changes to the ordinance. Misty, would you like to explain what this change is?
I had brought to you the idea of adding a second notice of violation letter to our notice to abate. So you approved that, the language has been written into this ordinance now, and if you approve of the way that it's put in there, so you'll notice that you have A, B, they've crossed out, C, and put in the final notice of violation. I've got it on the other screen. And so that's just giving, they're gonna get a first notice of violation letter, we're gonna go through the steps. If it's not remedied, then we're gonna produce the final notice. We'll go through the steps again, and then we'll proceed with the fines if after the second notice of violation letter, there's no contact from anyone. If you would like that to be how it's, if you like the wording and where we can move forward with that.
And this is based on all the feedback we've had in previous violations, that having an extra letter or step in the process probably would have solved a lot of the issues that came to head where
Yes.
we went from 0 to 60 and people were getting fined because they either missed the letter, they delayed on getting a letter, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
And I think it's a great idea to add, because I think most of this doesn't have to get as far as it's gotten in the past.
Right.
Okay. Is there any public comment on this change? Okay, Any other board questions on this?
No.
Okay, so I'll close this public hearing and I'd like a motion to approve this amendment as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay. Okay, moving on, we will now open up public comment for agenda items only. And at this point, a quick reminder of our policy. Each speaker has up to 3 minutes to share their thoughts with the board. Board members will not respond or engage in dialogue during this time to ensure an orderly process and to allow more voices to be heard. Comments are taken seriously and relevant matters may be referred to staff or future agendas. Please state your name and address for the record. Thank you for your participation. Does anyone have any comment on the agenda items? Okay, if we have no comment, I will move on to the engineer's report. Trenton?
Thank you, Mayor. For our street repair work that has been ongoing for quite some time, we have completed work, or are substantially complete with the work. We will have some warranty work that will need to be addressed once we have better weather. We have a 1-year warranty that we have set to do some cleanup, some minor grading, just cleaning some ruts that were left out there and some grassing when we get to the spring when grass will grow better. Our total contract price came in under budget by a little short of $4,000, which is great considering all the changes that we ran into. We're able to hit our contingency money and
Don't forget the lazy.
so, yeah.
That was more money.
So we're definitely thrilled to have that project mostly behind us. Heritage Glen is still ongoing. Utilities are still left to be certified. Have not heard from the contractor the last, but once I get another update, I'll let you guys know. For the Birch Street pump station, design has been completed. We have acquired all permits and we're waiting for the state to approve the use of funding for the design plan. Once we receive approval from the state, I would like to recommend approval to go ahead and go forward with acquiring bids for the projects for the Birch Lane pump station project and the Force Main project.
Can you explain the Birch Lane pump station to me?
So
This is new to me, so.
So we are doing 2 projects. We are doing a pump station improvement that would involve changing the single-phase pumps to 3-phase pumps to try to, we've been having a lot of issues with increased flow, especially during school time when most of that flow is on that system. And we burn out some pumps, spend a lot of money replacing pumps. Recently, we've made some improvements to the school. The school has been gracious and has helped us with their property to try to assist us with this issue, but now we're gonna come in, improve the pumps, get the functionality, and that's gonna be the pump station project. So that is gonna be funded through local funds that will be able to replace all the pumps, replace the SCADA, replace electrical, and that will be just that portion of the project. As we had leftover funds through ARPA money that has to be spent through the end of 26, we have a force main project that we were able to use with the funds that we didn't use for the auto dialers and some of the Cardinal Lane money that was left over. We are going to propose to use that money on a force main project to increase the size, because we don't exactly know the size. There's some 2, some 3 out there. We're going to put a 4-inch force main in, connected to the same manhole. Overall, the idea is that we will increase the capacity that can go through that pump station. We won't burn out pumps as frequently.
That pump station is the oldest out of all, right? That was
Yes.
80s?
It's HC80. We tripped out power on it a couple months ago. I went out there in the morning and basically half of the main breaker electrical housing front panel is rusted away. I would have real problems if it wasn't in a locked enclosure. And all the electrical panels and all date back to the late 80s. If you ever get to look in it, it's a nightmare. I was just looking for my pictures. I can't find them quickly. But Misty, do you know what we spent on this maintenance-wise this year so far?
I
don't have that total, but it is thousands.
I think it's north of 25,000.
Yeah,
It's,
Tens of thousands.
Yeah.
I know
it's
over the
north of
last 5 years,
25, I
it's
couldn't
been-
tell you the exact number,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, over the last 5 years, it's been like the bane of our existence.
it's a,
I have
it's a
been out there
common
in
problem.
thunderstorms and other pumps, it is just, I go to that pump station probably 5 or 6 times compared to any other pump station, so, yeah.
Okay.
And again, there's 3-phase pumps, and with the amount of rags we get and stuff these days and all, they jam up and they burn out. And, there's nothing we can do about that, except go to 3-phase pumps. Okay. So,
Any other questions on that, Ken, before I move
No.
on?
no, before you move on, we might as well, do I have a motion, to have Trenton put these 2 projects out to bid once he gets state approval?
Make a motion to.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Opposed, 5-0. You've got
Thank
the
you.
motion. Keep on.
I have the Sitco on here, obviously, you guys just approved the grill, I'm still waiting final submission of construction drawings for approval. So like he discussed with his electrical and all that will
Well, now
come.
that we are approved, he can finalize.
He can finalize those drawings and then submit for planner approval.
Does that still go through the county or
Yes.
building department? Is
Yes.
that- And they have to issue a permit?
Yeah, the county.
And they do the inspections and things?
So all the easements, you've acquired all the easements that you needed for that project?
He, has informed me that he didn't need any additional easements.
Ken, it also went through DOT for road access approval.
Yes, which they've already obtained DOT approval. The engineering specifications will be discussed under the agenda item. And picnic shelter, we are awaiting potential funding opportunities. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, one question.
Of course.
When you went down to about the picnic, do we know what's happening or what's proposed to happen down here? Where they
What?
put in the
What
driveway
Parks and Rec is
entrance?
doing? Yes, they received an approved plan, was it 2 years ago now?
Something like that.
To do a paved parking lot, so I can't remember how many spaces, it's
I think
small,
it's 12.
yeah, it was 10 to 12. And then a trail going back with a kayak access.
I know I've seen the curbing put in on the access, and I didn't know if that was gonna be just gravel or actually be a paved.
It's gonna be, the parking lot would be paved, the trail would not be.
Okay, gotcha, okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
the county's been working down there with the little
Yeah.
kids there.
Yeah,
But then we got the weather and they've quit.
So are they putting in a restroom there or something, or?
They are not, so I believe they were just using porta johns.
And this is outside of our purview. because
Yes.
It's county property.
Mhm.
so that little land that they purchased, that is Alamance County.
Yes.
That is out of the so-called, even though it's in the village.
So we approved their plan to do so, but the restroom situation is building code and that's out of our jurisdiction.
Mhm.
And just a quick comment on the funding opportunities. Misty has been in touch with the league, and we are getting some more new free support on grant raising opportunities. And one of their people is very familiar with the grant we've been looking at, and if we get turned down this time, they'll help Misty fix it up and hopefully get it approved on the side pass.
That's a great
So,
idea.
But Misty's been working hard on that, on opportunities and funding, so hopefully we have news to report in the near future. Okay. Anything else, Trent?
That's it, appreciate it.
Any other questions for Trenton before we let Mr. Kay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Arnold, OIC report, please.
So, on the Birch Station, it's been being hazed, pretty good. But I do appreciate what you're doing on that station, because I've been out there more than Don has, so that station seems to be behaving right now, so I probably shouldn't say that.
That's good.
Now, before the storm came in, we did test that generator, make sure it was ready to go. We did the one at NC 62, so that, all that's, and we had those, and actually in December, is we had both generators, serviced and new batteries put in those, so they're ready to go anyway. Pond Station doing very well. NC 62, I'll come back to it in a little bit. But in December, everything was fine there. For the distribution side, we are still on chlorine, and we'll stay on chlorine until April. I don't know if you've had any complaints or, okay. We did, in December, we also done a 6-month manhole and creek crossing inspection. We do that every 6 months, that's by state regulations. We did see a lot of four-wheeler activity, over on the Liberty roadside. They cleared that lot off last week and put a silt fence, so that may help stop some of that. But there's a lot of activity right in there for some reason. So, anyway, back to NC 62 pump station. What's happening this month? I think it was Sunday the 11th. We had our alarm. Don, he went down and checked on it, and then we had another alarm that evening. And I went back at 4 o'clock. And what happened down there was the level transducer that tells the level of the station, it malfunctioned, and it told the station it was 10 foot high. So when the pumps are thinking it's 10 foot high, they pump till they just, it just broke the pump. It burnt the pump up, burnt the wiring up before it worked. So I got over here on Sunday evening and seen what was happening. I got everything switched over to pump number 1. We got it back to going on. It has a float backup system, so we're able to flip over it and do the float backup system. So since then, Jerry came out and pulled the pump out, and we sent the pump to Clayton Electric, and the brackets were broke on the pump. So we ordered brackets for that pump and a spare bracket for, so we'd have another one. So we got that in. Jerry, we had a new pump in stock ready to go in. As soon as we got the brackets in, we put that pump in, got the station back to going. We got the transducer here on Thursday, and I just finished it up this afternoon. So it's back on transducer. It's back on 2 pumps now. With that being said, a new pump would cost $12,000. You have to have a new pump. I don't know what the cost of, did it have a price on those brackets? Or you seen that?
I think they were 1,900.
For both brackets?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't, the transducer, did you get a price on it?
I didn't.
You probably didn't get that. But anyway, so a pump would be $12,000. So Clayton Electric was able to repair that pump for $5,000. So that was a no-brainer. Go ahead and repair that. And that'd be our spare pump now. We'll go ahead and put a bracket on it, and it'd be ready to set down the station. So that's in the works. Like I said, I got the transducer put in on what it costs, but so I'm pretty sure by the time we get this done, we're going to be in the $15,000-$20,000 range. Time we get this fixed. But I talked to the manufacturer about the transducer, and he said 99 times out of 100 it goes to 0 instead of 10. Yours is the one that went to 10. Well, that's nice.
Is this something, what did we replace about 2 years ago down there in one of the pump stations that it wasn't working? We replaced it with a stainless lift. Was that the lift station or something? What was that we had a problem with?
You think you have the vent system?
The vent system.
The air vent system's where we put in the
stainless.
Okay, so that had nothing to do with this. This is
No,
another
no.
new, okay.
Another new problem.
No warranties.
Another new problem, right.
Gotcha. Okay, I knew we'd done something, but.
Like as of today, everything's back to working like it was before the moment, but it just happened. So.
Do we know how old this transducer was? Was it something that's?
Well, it's the second one we put in since the pump station's been put in.
Yeah, the pumps, the last major rebuild was about 10 years ago.
About 10 years
ago.
Yeah.
So that
about
was the
5
last
years.
major rebuild.
But the old transducers, they were plastic.
Right.
Where this new one is stainless steel and it's bigger, so they've improved them because of that. Yeah.
And I take it the brackets broke from it running dry.
The brackets broke from it sitting there running dry, and it messed the pump up because the pump got hot and all the oil in it, got hot and messed the bearings up, messed the seals and everything up. So, like I said, a new one was $12,000. They said they could fix it for $5,000. So
that's a no-brainer.
No-brainer. Yeah. But if it had been up around 7 or 8, we'd have just said scuttle that and get a new one. So.
Okay.
But we did have a new pump in stock, and it's in the hole now. Yeah.
Okay.
So when we get this pump done, it'll just be ready to set. Okay. Anything else for us? Okay.
Thank you, Arnold. Okay, moving on to the public comment policy that we discussed last month and you gave me a draft to look at. I'll start off by saying my only comments on this are, at this point, I don't think we need to have people pre-sign up in advance for it. I don't think we're that large. We can reserve the option to add that. But, in general, we've always let anyone who is here speak, and I think we should continue that. The only other thing I'd like to change is under the time limit discussion, I'd like to add in that people may only speak once, so we don't keep going back and forth all evening. We need to control the length of the meeting. So that's my suggestions on the policy and everything else on it I was happy with. So I'll throw it open for discussion on this.
So, when a time limit, and if we, can anything be brought up, even something that was at the prior meeting the month before,
Yes.
let's say, so
Yes,
if they if they thought of something, they could at least bring it up the next meeting.
Yes, at the public comment session that we have at the end of the
Right,
meeting is
okay.
open to anything.
Yeah.
So it leaves it open.
Yeah, in order to allow people like Mike to
Right,
leave
right.
and all, we limit the initial public
Right.
discussion session to items on the agenda, so we have the input before we vote.
Yeah.
And, the general comment for whatever people want to talk about is after we've concluded the business of the evening.
Under the time limit, or reduce the time, if it's only 3 minutes to start with, does that really need to be in there?
We used to say 5, didn't we?
Yeah, we in
You
general
can
use
change
5.
the time.
In general, we've never
It says
enforced
3.
it, but the problem is, let's say you have 20 people that wanna speak,
Sometimes 5.
you're talking, at 5 minutes, you're talking an hour and a half, 3 minutes, you're talking an hour.
Yeah,
I've always had the discretion to limit people, we never have limited anyone's individual, talk, we've always let them talk. But,
You can say a lot in 3 minutes.
all the other municipalities, the official limit is 3, but
okay.
it does, as
Well, I knew
you
5, we had 5 at once, okay.
Yeah, as you see, it does say that the mayor or presiding officer may extend or reduce the time if needed to ensure that all speakers have an opportunity to be heard.
Okay.
And, our general policy has always been, we listen.
And that's what I was gonna ask, this is all common stuff that all the other municipalities
Yes.
have, we just don't have this.
We've never done an official adoption of a, speaking outside when I added in the 2 to keep the meeting, when we have people doing presentations and everything in the accountant's journal, they don't need to stay for an hour of public discussion, so we moved that to the end. But we didn't want to deprive people of the ability to talk to the agenda itself.
Gotcha.
Okay, so,
Wrestling sounded good.
okay, so do we want to adopt this? So, does anyone have any opinion on limiting each person to speaking once?
No, I think that's
I
fine.
think
I
that's
think
good,
that's-
yeah.
Yeah, that's every municipality except us. So, okay, so we have a motion to adopt this with the changes mentioned.
So moved.
Second,
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Trenton has come up with a set of standard specifications for construction within the village on village projects and everything, and it's 108 pages of nicely technical specifications, a lot of it references to state standards for roads and concrete and everything else. I have not read every last little bit of it, but enough of it to feel confident in recommending that we adopt it, since, we pay Trent to handle the engineering aspects of that, and, we need some sort of guidelines for contractors to make sure their work is what it should be without getting into discussions. Yes,
That's what they,
Yeah.
yes.
right here.
Yes.
Yeah, all 108 pages.
yeah, I got up to 100, quit.
Yeah, and does any board member have any comments on it?
So Trenton, is this from some other, I mean, it looks like Raleigh's and Greensboro's and everybody else.
It is very similar to the other municipalities that we cover.
I mean,
It
it's
is,
all
it's scaled
pretty,
down for for something of your guys' size, but it is very simple.
Yeah, it's pretty boilerplate stuff, which,
Right now, we don't have anything,
Yes, that is correct.
and that opens us up to,
It opens you up to, we have to have strong discussions with any contractor, as we have some that we work really well with, that when I say, no, we need to do this, they're fine with that, but if technically they could push back,
because we don't have anything.
because we don't have anything in writing. It's, it's recommendations, not requirements, and this would make it a requirement.
Requirement.
Yeah, this way Trenton hands it out with the bid documents and.
Yeah, so they're getting this, and if they don't like what they see in this, which
Yeah.
they're used to
Well-
seeing in every other municipality, they
Yeah.
can.
They can't say, well, we didn't know you wanted that grade of
Okay.
concrete in that project.
And that, it's come up over the past couple projects,
More often than not now in the last couple of
And-
years.
and it's been getting more and more where people are paying more attention to paper than they are to reason.
Okay.
So any further discussion on it?
No, I think it's, I mean, we talk about this all the time, that we're lacking in certain areas of the village because we just never had to do it. And now we're
Yeah.
getting to the point where we have to make these.
And we're bidding enough projects and
Yeah.
everything, and,
No, I'll make a motion to adopt.
second.
second, all in favor? Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Okay, Misty, would you like to present the public recreation recommendations?
At the December meeting and again at the January meeting, we discussed applicants that we'd had, which were not really any. But Gail did volunteer to, we did lose an alderman seat on that committee, so Gail volunteered to sit on that. And Mary Penland, who has been on the board the committee since the beginning, wanted to retain her seat, and so it was recommended by Dale in December, and then we switched chairs in January, so James is the chair now, so they both recommended Gail and Mary for the committee.
Okay. If there's no discussion, I'll take motion to appoint Gail Andrews and Mary Penland to the Parks and Recreation Committee.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Okay, moving on to planning board member. As you can see, we've had 2 applicants. One looks very qualified. I'll get my tape on. Scott, Todd Davis. He works as an architect and so on. And the other one we had was Cassira, who scribbled the application on the back of an envelope and said she wanted to be on. She didn't give us any resumes or anything else when we asked, so, my recommendation and Misty's recommendation would be Todd Davis. Is there any board discussion on this?
Yes. I got a couple of points.
Okay.
First of all, we don't need any jails, courthouses, or 911 centers built in the village.
Right.
We've already got a guy that does that and is from Heritage Glen, and I don't think we need anybody else from Heritage Glen on a board. It's just gonna cause more of a rift with some people. Cathera has lived here her whole life. She knows and has watched the village grow, the traditional village. And like I said, I don't think we need another Heritage Glen resident on a board. We've already got lots of us. And most importantly, most of the issues that come up for the planning board are not going to be in Heritage Glen. They're going to be in the traditional village. And therefore, I think that Cathera would make a better choice than Mr. Davis.
Okay.
I disagree. I think that we should not consider who lives where or who does what. It's who the people think's best and who we look at the qualifications. I see nothing here that gives me any qualifications for Cathera. I know she was mayor here at one time, but I would have expected a little bit more interest than this.
Yeah, I'm looking at it like applying for a job, I'm looking at the resume. And just from a job application standpoint. I get what you're saying, but
But we don't have it.
Okay, I would also point out that the majority of the planning board is currently from the old village.
we got one, Pond Road, I mean.
Lorraine's old village, Gerald is, the couple EJ people that have been on, Mr. Sharp's from old village. You know, I don't think is there anyone on the board currently?
I
from
think
Heritage
I was
Point?
the last one on the planning board from Heritage Plan before I
No,
became,
Ken-
oh, Ken was.
Ken was.
Right. So Ken was on at
Yeah.
that point. So
So-
there's only ever been one at a time.
Yeah, so from a balance standpoint, the planning board is majority of quote, old village. So I don't think it should really factor into the decision. You always go with the most qualified.
This is just he has worked on detention centers and, I mean, he's built things or engineered things.
Yeah.
So what are the questions that the planning board needs to answer? They're zoning questions, right? Mostly.
These things mostly like the special use, and zoning variances. Like today, we had the grill,
Right.
and it was a special use permit that went by the planning board first, and, you know, and they also, if people are looking for rezoning,
So is this gentleman an expert in zoning?
he knows more of it than
Yes, yes.
Casera does, I will say that. If
It should.
After I took over, we did a major rewrite of the zoning. It had not been updated or looked at by the village staff in 15, 20 years, including all her years as mayor. It was not something that was ever kept up with. And so, but again, as he says, he's presented to planning boards and, he understands codes and rules that apply to ordinance and procedures. You know, he understands technical operations of it. So, you know.
Well, I'm ready to vote. I've had enough
Okay.
information.
Any other board member wants to speak?
It's just
Okay, does someone wish to make a motion?
So move that we go with Todd Davis.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carries 3-2. Okay. Moving on to, TRTC delegate. Misty, would you like to present this?
That's the, Piedmont Triad Regional Council delegate. They asked for one person from the board to sit on that field, did that, for us. So I think you have a lunch, is it every couple months?
I think it's every month.
It's every month.
Every month.
It's every month.
Every month. And you go and hear some of the latest updates, some of the news, you get to, vote on some things, but you do represent the village when you go, and I didn't know if anyone wanted to volunteer for that, or if you want us to volunteer you, or.
Look somewhere.
It actually looks like every other month, I mean.
Yeah, based off the dates, it's every other month, but I think they've changed that since, Phil, you did it, right? Like,
Yeah, but,
they,
I don't remember.
they went through a lot of changes, cause I'm on the email because I said I would be the backup to Phil.
Gotcha.
And it started off as every month, and then now it's like, there's virtual
They do
meetings.
virtual, yeah.
It's like who can make it, who can't make it. So like it's not all the time.
No.
I mean,
It's not a massive commitment,
I would love to do it,
it's
I just
really
don't
not.
have the time.
And how did you feel about it, Bill?
I'm gonna say the most valuable thing is to be able to talk to other
Yeah.
people, like Kelly, Alan and I would ride together, and I would talk to Kelly the whole way there about how things are run. So the
Yeah.
networking is a big part of helping you out.
Yeah.
You find out what other municipalities are doing.
Are you in?
No.
No. Okay.
Well, I was gonna nominate you.
When I retire.
When you
I'll be back.
retire.
Barry. You Do you like to
Third
do that?
Wednesday of every month, I've got the fire department executive board meeting.
It's always at noon.
Phil?
Well, since Dale's not here, let's nominate him.
There we go.
We'll hold it open to next meeting and we'll
Okay.
talk to Dale.
I mean, he might.
Yeah, we'll table this. to
I
Dale.
can
We
look,
can talk to
I
Dale.
also can look more at my schedule
Okay,
and see if I can, I just, like, it worked well with a backup, like, I know I was your backup, but we really never coordinated that or anything, so,
Okay.
but I'll take a look at it as well.
So
So we can
we'll
talk to
table-
Dale, maybe Dale and I can tackle it.
Alternate or something, yeah.
okay.
Okay, so we'll table this
Okay.
to next month. Okay, at this point, I'll open it up to public comment on any items, as per the previous, rules I discussed. Anyone want to speak to anything?
Sherry Ford, 3968 Highway 62. Since we're talking about bringing the village up to the present and what other municipalities do or have, I would like to ask that we update and do a lot more with the personnel policy.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comment? Okay, if not, is there any other board business, anything from board members?
I wanted to, bring up possibly making an adjustment to the website, or in addition to the website, having some sort of FAQ where you can go and get quick, and, type in a question, this is my answer, having more of one focal point instead of having to dig through everything possibly. I think that would be beneficial. I think it'd also allow us to direct people to an FAQ first, and, especially me, inside, on Facebook, we've gotten a lot of questions, who maintains the roads? So we can put that on the FAQ and then just send that link out to these, instead of having the back and forth and everything. I know you recently dealt with that with the salting, and we don't call the NCD DOT.
Yeah, similar to Hannah, every question that gets asked of us, if it's significant, she should put it on a list and we'll compose it and put it on the website.
I think that would be very beneficial, and most places, companies have something like that you can go first, and then if you have anything else, you can reach out.
Okay, any other board comments? Okay, if not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Right.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Thank you, everybody.
About every Wednesday.